Good afternoon, everybody. It's John for Father's Rights and my anti-human trafficking YouTube channel. It's 12:36 p.m., March 1st, 2025. Well, guys, a lot of people don't believe in God or people that are willing to help you or guardian angels and stuff. It's all true. I had an experience last night that let me find out something that I wasn't supposed to know. And it involved my daughter. In a dream, I was doing something. I was doing some labor and I was working there. And a person, I don't know if my relatives know this person, with blue eyes, kind of golden complexion skin, and pushback hair with highlights in it, brown with blonde highlights in it. I don't know if you guys might know him, but this person kept interrupting me when I was trying to accomplish some kind of work I was doing. And I finally got annoyed and I turned around and said, "What do you want?" And I never seen the person in my life before in the dream. He said, "I need you to look up nanny arm." So I don't know what it is, but when I woke up, I remember what nanny arm was, and I said, "Let me go look it up and see what that is." Well, lo and behold, that made me remember an incident that happened to my daughter, where I believe this is the first time that my daughter suffered physical abuse from my wife's family, and my wife covered it up. Let me tell you exactly what happened and how whoever that person was, I don't know if he was an ancestor or a cousin or whatever, they openly told me this. They wanted me to hear them. And I remembered when I woke up. When I was working for Loomis, I used to work 12 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, with very little time left to sleep. I would leave when it's dark and come home when it's dark and hopefully get enough sleep in between to get to the next shift. Well, on that day, that sixth day after I came home, I went to sleep. My wife woke me up 5 o'clock in the morning. She was going to feed our daughter, and she had her in the baby scamper, the baby walker. And I looked at, she goes, "There's something wrong with Gia." So I looked at my daughter Gia, and it looked like she almost had a stroke. She seemed to be paralyzed on one side of her body, the right side, I remember. Her arm, she couldn't move it or lift it or anything. So Clarissa started crying, my wife, and I said, "Oh, okay, we got to bring it to the hospital." We brought it to the hospital. My wife was in the room with her. My wife did not want me in the room. You see, then I went over there and I asked people what happened. They said they had my wife in there quite a long while, because what nanny arm is my daughter's arm was dislocated from her shoulder and her elbow. They had to snap it in. The only way that your child's arm at that young age can be dislocated is if somebody yanks the arm of the child. There were only 2 people at the time that were responsible for watching my daughter. My mother-in-law and Marie Castellanos, her cousin. And my wife zipped her mouth and wouldn't say anything to me when at the hospital they were questioning her who did this. And she never bothered to tell me what was going on behind those closed doors where she didn't want me to be. So the pieces of shit in my wife's family dislocated a toddler's arm, my daughter's arm, from her socket. And my wife didn't want to tell me because, well, she didn't want me to be angry at her fucking sick, depraved family. Now, there's a weird thing about me most of you don't know. Every time somebody does something to me, I got something that follows me around and makes sure you don't get away with the shit that you do to me. Well, I hope it's not done. You know, I never ask it to do these things, but it does. And you can ask my first wife about this. She went to a psychic and she told him, don't fuck with him. He's got something that follows him around that guards him like he's gold. Well, I can tell you that thing right now. If you exist, as they explained to me, go after these people and utterly destroy them for what they did to your decedent. I'm so livid right now, people, you wouldn't understand. My wife actually covered up injuries of abuse that were done by her family to our daughter, and just... Oh Lord, you guys, don't get married. They're all fucking crazy. They're lunatics. And like I said, whatever dark soul follows and protects me, just do the same to them with both their arms. And on here, I'm out of here.